members of the public who both are joining us here and joining online. We are live streaming this meeting, so I will declare this meeting open. In doing so, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Noongar Wadani people, and their continuing connection to the land, waters and community. And we pay our respects to all members of the Aboriginal communities and their culture, and elders past, present and emerging. Announcements from myself. Obviously, this is the first special council meeting, not OCM. The OCM will be held in 2 weeks' time, which is the official council meeting, but this is the special council meeting to deal with a couple of items that need to be addressed. Before we get into that, I would like to acknowledge, and we will be requesting that they come to present them with their plaques at an appropriate time, but obviously Councillor Steck, well, former Councillor Michelle Steck, former Councillor Ben Andrew and former Councillor Karen Steele for their commitments for varying lengths of time between the three of them, but all three of them made a significant contribution to this council and this community. So I would like to thank them for their services, and we will have that opportunity to do a formal setting for that in due course. And I would like to obviously welcome our new councillor, officially new councillor, Councillor Julie Broad. Obviously we did have the election of some returning councillors, but Councillor Julie Broad in her first special council meeting. Welcome. And I would like to also acknowledge all those who ran for council. Again, as I've said publicly a couple of times now, it takes a lot of effort and courage to do that. So congratulations to everybody who put their hands up, and very much look forward to working with this team. They won't be sitting like this for too long because we'll be dealing with that in a moment. We have had a slight change as well in seating with the lower numbers that we now have. The Manager of Governance will be sitting here. For those who have joined council meetings before, Greg Galinsky normally sits over there, and there's a bit of a to and from between us two, so that seems to make a bit more sense. And he now has to wear a tie, which is great. I've never seen him wear one before. So, moving on to this evening's agenda, we are all here, which is great. I don't believe we have any declarations of interest for tonight's agenda. And there's been no public question time. So the purpose of tonight's meeting is to a couple of things. We need to appoint the Deputy Mayor, and we need to establish the Audit and Risk Committee, and we need to also do the draw for members' seating. So I'll ask, and I'll move along to 6.1, which doesn't require any official position, but I'll ask that we now do that, and I'll ask the CEO and Manager of Governance to work their way through the draw. So we're starting at seat 1, I'm assuming.
Thank you, Mayor. So we've just taken the liberty of using the
Stay there, councillor Rish. Seat number 7, councillor Cheryl Kozisek. And Todd, I think by default, I'm hoping your name's in here. Councillor Todd Brown. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. I think we'll just make a moment. Are we collaborating the mics or anything like that? Is that all? Are they all working? All good? Okay. Very good. We all happy? Too bad if you're not. That's it. That's your seat for the next 2 years. So that brings us to item 6.2, which is the election of deputy mayor. Now, for those who are joining us here, and for the elected members, we've had the conversation of that. We have received 5 nominations for that, which we'll get into in a moment. There is a table there, which hopefully you may be able to see. We did have some printed out in there as well. The deputy mayor position is voted by optional preferential voting, which is the same as the voting method that was used during the election. That being said, so you will need 50% plus 1 of the vote to be elected. If that doesn't occur through the first round of voting, there are a number of steps that will take place that are outlined through there. So we'll work through that. For elected members, just repeating that, it is optional preferential voting, and we'll go through that again when we're done. But as we indicated, those nominees that we've received will have 5 minutes to make their position. And then we'll asking the CEO and the Manager of Governance to conduct the ballot. Happy to work through the nominations in the order that we received and go from that point of view. So I'll ask Councillor Kozisek. You have 5 minutes. Sure, and take a couple of minutes. It was just strung on you a bit there, Councillor Kozisek. So.
Good evening, Mayor and councillors. Firstly, a huge congratulations to our Mayor, Jason Miguel, and of course to the 4 successful councillor candidates, Councillor Smith, Quain and Gassab, and a big welcome to our new councillor, Julie Broad. I also would like to acknowledge the 3 councillors that have been retired this year, Steele, Steck and Andrews, for their untimely, well not untimely, many hours of work that they have put into council, and they will be missed. I'm really quite sad, but we move on. I have served on the Bunbury City Council for 6 years now, and I must say what a huge learning curve it has been. I came onto council as one of those ratepayers that not only did not trust our council, but also one that did not understand the machinations and complexity of an organisation of this size, and just how difficult it is at times to get things done. Also the realisation that you are just one voice, one vote, and this is why working together is so very important. Notwithstanding the amazing team of directors and staff who support us all through the way, and because without them we can achieve nothing, so the staff are amazing. Our council numbers may have decreased, but be assured that does not mean we are any less dedicated to making the right decisions. We won't always agree, but that's fine because we value different points of view, and a good, robust debate on any issue just proves how much passion there is in the room. Making informed decisions is the key to any democracy. I am very grateful for the opportunity to nominate for Deputy Mayor, and I believe I would be the right fit for the role of Deputy at this point in time. I like to think that I have leadership skills and will work hard together with the Mayor and the CEO to help take our city to the next stage of our growth. I am a strategic thinker and recognise that Bunbury's strengths lie in planning for our future. Working together as a team, we can achieve much more. We will be the drivers of our economy, and in doing so, we'll be in a better position to help all of our ratepayers. And I have a little saying that you probably all heard me say, but a rising river takes everyone with it. I think we must always remember that. As you are all aware, engaging with our community is not always easy, but we must continue to think of new ways to inform and collaborate with our ratepayers. The small community meetings that were held in the suburbs were very successful, and I would like to see more of these. Under Mayor Miguel and our CEO Alan Ferris, we, all of us, have achieved so very much. The last 4 years, I think, have been really amazing. Our leadership has a vision for Bunbury, and I, like you, want to play an integral part in making that vision a reality. A vibrant city offering a lifestyle envied by many, a robust economy, a thriving CBD, or should I say centre of the city, amazing sporting facilities, but let's add in the ocean pool and a world-class art gallery, enliven and activate Bicentennial Square, and so much more. Considering the gender makeup of our council, I do believe that having a female representation at this level would be highly beneficial, and I believe I would be able to represent our mayor and our city very well. As deputy, I will work collaboratively with all councillors, aiming to create a strong team, because ultimately we all want what is best for our city and all of its inhabitants. And I ask for your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Kozak. Councillor Tresson-Smith.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Fellow councillors, and my commiserations to the councillors who weren't re-elected, and congratulations to Councillor Julie Broad for making it onto the City of Bunbury. Can I say what an honour it has been to be the Deputy Mayor of our great city, the place where I was born and lived for most of my life. Thank you for the former council for the faith demonstrated over the last 4 years that no matter what ethnicity, age or disability or any other difference, what matters is what you have done or what you can do for your community. I believe I've been a loyal deputy to the Mayor and supported him in every way I was able. I've also assisted my fellow councillors when asked for help and was discreet when asked. I have had the good fortune to attend 100% of council meetings by not managing to catch the flu or leave town. By the way, I've not had the flu for years, despite everyone around me catching it this last year. And I only caught COVID while attending the Walga conference 3 years ago. I have been assiduous in attending most briefings and have rarely put in an apology for the committees which I've appointed. I've also, at short notice, filled in for the councillors at the last minute where they could not attend. My style has to be do things quietly and without fanfare, and I've now to find it difficult to blow my own horn, so to speak. However, I believe I've been a successful Deputy Mayor in advancing the interest of the city by my connections. I'm very proud of my contribution in obtaining over $20 million from the federal government, using my federal government contacts to proceed with Aqua's Water Resources Recovery Scheme, which when completed will allow the city to continue to water its parks and its playing fields in a drying climate. As you know, we are at 100% of our water allocation from the Yarragadee Aquifer, which provides Bunbury's water. By the way, the project is well underway. I've also assisted on several occasions to help Bunbury Harvey Regional Council with the state government to get us to the point we are now, where we can make our own decisions for the future, for both the city and the Shire of Harvey, instead of having decisions made for us, probably to our detriment. I think the city should continue to use the contacts over the advancement of the city of Bunbury and to think what is personally best for Bunbury rather than for us personally. And now to the future. I want to be around for the exciting new projects we are trying to achieve. Bicentennial Square, the activation of the CBD, which would flow on to the suburbs, as Councillor Kozak said, a rising river carries all boats. A new world-class art gallery to keep Bunbury the premier regional city and to continue to work to have some new hotels in Bunbury to help keep our visitors here when they come to major events and we're becoming known for. To revamp the old train station sooner rather than later and to find a solution once and for all for our parking problems that continue to bedevil us. Finally, thank you very much for listening to me, and good luck to all who are standing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. Councillor Todd Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I stand before you tonight with great respect and enthusiasm to put my case forward to serve as Deputy Mayor. Earlier this year, I experienced what it truly feels like to see a city project grow from an idea into reality. When I first became councillor 8 years ago, I joined the very first committee meeting for the Hands Oval Stadium redevelopment. From those early concepts and drawings through to completion, it was an incredible journey. When it officially opened on January the 18th this year, I did feel a sense of pride. It reminded me that when we work together, ideas can become a reality. The excitement was shared right across the community, and the benefits were immediate, especially with the AFL and Matildas matches bringing energy and pride to our city. The experience reaffirmed something very important to me. This is what our community wants: real outcomes delivered with purpose. And that's exactly what I hope can continue to achieve over the next decade. Our current leadership team has been doing an outstanding job following on from past decisions and seeing projects go through to completion. But the question before us tonight is, how do we build on that success? Not just by continuing to kick goals, but by raising the bar even higher. I'm Bunbury born and raised. I went to school here, worked here, and built my career here. My roots, both personal and professional, run deep in this community. I've now served on council for 6 years, and I believe I have a solid understanding of how to make fair, informed, and balanced decisions. I've served on most of our committees and working groups, and I'm proud of the strong working relationships I've built across the organisation and throughout the city. Academically, I hold a Bachelor of Business majoring in Economics and Finance and an Associate Diploma in Valuation and Land Administration. I continue to build on that foundation each year through professional development and training. My career in real estate and valuation began over 40 years ago, and I'm proud to say it's been a career without blemish. That journey has given me a strong grounding in town planning, property law, and management, all vital skills for informed decision-making in this level. In the 1990s, I joined the Valuer General's Office, where I became an expert in statutory valuations, conducting gross rental valuations on every property in the Bunbury region. That experience gave me a deep understanding of our city's rating system, which remains invaluable to council's operations today. At a time when our community is facing real challenges around housing and homelessness, I believe this background gives me meaningful insight into practical, workable solutions. Later in my career, I managed one of the largest real estate agencies in Western Australia, leading a team of 75 people. I'm also a licensed valuer and an active member of both the Australian Property Institute and the Real Estate Institute of West Australia. Through these roles, I've built extensive networks, not just locally, but statewide, across professional, business and community sectors. And I know I can draw on those relationships to help deliver better outcomes for Bunbury, to make our city an even better place to live, work and invest. Our Mayor brings outstanding financial acumen. Our CEO provides exceptional leadership and administrative expertise. I believe I can add a third pillar, practical grounded knowledge of local development, built over decades of working directly with the people who shape Bunbury's future. Over recent years, I've had the pleasure of working closely with both our Mayor and CEO. I respect their leadership, share their vision, and believe deeply in the direction that we're taking the city. Together, I'm confident we can continue to deliver strong, balanced, and community-focused leadership for Bunbury. I care deeply about this city, its history, its people, and its future. I'm ready to work hard, bring my experience to the table.
Councillor Brown, just in fairness to the other candidates, I'll just ask you to summarise your last little point there. Thank you.
I'm ready to work hard, bring my experience to the table, and support this council to make thoughtful, strategic development decisions what benefit our whole community. Thank you for your time, and I sincerely hope I can earn your support and your vote.
Thank you. Councillor Brown. Councillor Karen Turner.
Thank you, Mayor, fellow councillors. And welcome to Julie, who was recently elected, and commiserations to Councillor Steele, Steck and Councillor Andrew. I wasn't intending to stand for Deputy Mayor, but due to, I guess, who was elected, I thought I'd put my hat in the ring. I'm certainly keen to get back into the swing of things. I think we're going to work a lot better as a tidy unit. We've all got mutual respect for each other, and I think regardless of who is elected into this position, I think we'll go full steam ahead. I'm certainly proud of what we've done over the last 4 years and very excited about some of the prospects of what's going to eventuate over the next 2 years. I've done a lot of reflection on the past 6 years since becoming an elected member, and I can see how much I've transformed in that time. Some to do with other councillors and learning a little bit from each. We've all got our different skills and attributes. At first I was a very nervous councillor. I was very green, I come in, but now I consider myself a confident, strong advocate. And like each of you, I've earned that trust of our residents through dedication and hard work. Every challenge we tackle together has enriched my understanding and sharpened my skills, preparing me to serve more effectively. I'm now ready to take that next step, and this role is an opportunity to support you all, and most importantly, our residents. Becoming Deputy Mayor means more to me than just a title. It represents an opportunity to step outside my comfort zone and foster personal growth. I'm eager to collaborate closely with the Mayor, gaining invaluable insight into his leadership style, strategy, and approaches to community engagement. This partnership will not only empower me to support the Mayor, but also amplify our capacity to advocate for our community effectively. If elected, I will adjust my work commitments to dedicate my time and energy to this crucial role fully. I'm committed to engaging thoughtfully and acting decisively, consistently prioritising our community's needs as we work towards meaningful positive change. Together we will address this council's goals, striving to enhance local infrastructure, support our local businesses and improve our communication with the community. I want to face our challenges head on and capitalise on every opportunity that presents itself. Working alongside the Mayor, whose experience and understanding of our community's dynamics are invaluable. This will only deepen my grasp of effective leadership and decision making. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves, confront the challenges we face and work collaboratively, sorry, that's a tricky one, to achieve the best outcomes for everyone. In this role, I will listen actively, engage meaningfully and take decisive action, ensuring the residents' priorities remain at the forefront. I aim to foster an environment where we can all thrive, allowing us to tackle challenges with creativity and determination. Thank you for considering my candidacy. Regardless, again, of the outcome tonight, I look forward to working with you all. I think we're all could do the job just as effectively. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Turner and Councillor Gabby Gassett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to speak from the heart. It's been 4 years since I was elected. I was in there about 20 years ago for a couple of years. I did resign over the cemetery issue when council decided to build on the cemetery. I want to start by saying, in the 4 years I've been here, it's been a tough gig. It's a tough gig to be a councillor. I'm grateful people have actually nominated for deputy mayor and council. If I've ever hurt anyone in the last 4 years, I want to ask for forgiveness tonight. Just wanted to get that out of the way. I do want to thank the community for entrusting me in this role. It is a pretty important role. Of course, we want to respect the 3 previous councillors that did lose their seat. So some people have asked why I'm nominating. I should explain why I'm nominating. We came out here 55 years ago from a pretty rough place, and I value Australia's democracy to death. That means I'll protect it to death. My parents actually took their citizenship oath here next door on the Bible, and they swore to defend Australia and the Queen back then, and I carry on that oath. So democracy is extremely important to me. So when I nominate for a position, maybe foolishly, whether it's Parliament, Mayor or Council, it's not, I don't think people should take that on the face of it. The process and the ability to nominate for a public position is so rare and unique. As well as that, I'm actually honouring the 100,000 young people that died for my ability to nominate for office. So yeah, I get ridiculed, that's fine, I accept that. But the value for me to respect and honour those people, I'll repeat it, that died for our democracy is much more valuable than winning office. And I'll put that on the Bible, put my hand on the Bible and say that. So the role of a deputy mayor. I guess part of the role is to support the mayor, the duly elected, democratically elected deputy of the mayor, to offer, perhaps not be a yes person all the time, but to offer good, robust input into managing and bringing ideas to this council with innovation, alternatives, and ensure that it is in the best of the public interest. Yes, relationships need to be worked on. I've already opened up with what needs to be done. Personally, traditionally, I'm actually a peacemaker. Yes, I do have some qualifications that would be extremely relevant to the role and experiences. Everybody has those. So there's 5 of us nominating. When we are making decisions in council, we have to make a decision based on the best interest of the community. So I'm struggling with this decision in that, do I put myself first or do I just leave it all blank and vote for what I think is the best person for the job? Now, I might not be the best person for the job, probably not, but sometimes being in a minority in this council when it comes to voting, people disagree with me. So in the case tonight, if you disagree with me that I'm not the best person for the job, I'm happy for you to vote for me, and I'll accept it graciously. But the joke aside, done a lot of work. It was an exhausting election, and the 3 biggest bits of feedback that we got is I'd got homelessness, CBD condition, and the rate rise. So they need to be addressed amongst many other issues. I guess one thing that would really help give people some sort of hope is there's going to be a lot happening, and the region is where the growth is going to be. Maybe a City Vision 2035, like we did when the Labor Party was in Bunbury 2000. It was an extraordinary outcome, and it was the state government that kicked it off and invested in it, and former councillor, former Mayor David Smith had a lot to do with it as well. I've already said that the growth is going to be in the regions. Federally, state, the governments have recognised this is where the investment must be to get a return. This is where the resources are. So you invest in the region, you get much more bang for your buck. I believe, and I called it through the election, we should be getting in this region an investment of $1 billion per year. So it's not much more I want to say.
Yeah, Councillor Casso, I will just ask you to summarise.
I'll summarise by saying I want to acknowledge that the last Deputy Mayor, Tresna Smith, did an outstanding job.
Thank you, Councillor Gasto, but I didn't ask at the start, but are there any other nominations before we get into any voting? You have, as you just pointed out, as your democratic right, if you would like to nominate. All good? Okay, so I understand Maureen's just got pens, so put your other pens around. We need to have those pens. And the councillors in front of you, you should now have, or at very least the Manager of Finance may be handing them out now, your voting slips. I will repeat again. This is optional preferential voting. You can vote once, you can vote 1, 2, you can vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your determination. Did I get a pen? Oh. Thanks for that.
accept, and then their preferences would be exhausted and continue on. So I'll put both their names, their two balls on empty. So just to confirm, CEO, the one that comes out is the candidate. Councillor Poston. But there's still no result. We can just, okay, so the votes now are Councillor Smith 3, Councillor Turner 2, Councillor Brown 3, and Councillor Gassett 1. So Councillor Gassett's preferences, if any, are going to be redistributed. One more. So it's still not sufficient votes. So the current tally is Councillor Smith 4 votes, Councillor Turner 2 votes, Councillor Brown 3. Yes. Also exhausted as well. So that becomes 1, 3. So as a result of the distribution of preferences, Mayor and Councillors, the result of the ballot is that Councillor Trestle Smith is hereby elected Deputy Mayor. You want to get it right, okay. I think the Mayor will swear you in very, very shortly, as soon as he's found the right piece of paper. Yeah, right.
My addresses here today, Picton Crescent, Bunbury, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the City of Bunbury, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity, fulfil the duties of the office for the people of the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the City of Bunbury under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Thank you, councillors. Thank you, and thank you to those who've joined for that part. We do have one item which is confidential, as there are external members on this committee, so we do have to go behind closed doors momentarily to deal with this particular item. I'm not expecting it to go for very long, and we will reopen the doors to announce that decision as soon as done. So could I have somebody move that we move behind closed doors first and foremost? Councillor Quain, seconded by Councillor Kozisek. I'll put those in favour, please indicate. So members of the public, we just will be dealing with this with one item. As I said, if you would like to come back in, I'm expecting this to be hopefully relatively quickly, but yeah, we'll invite you back in shortly. which I do need to read out. Welcome back. The recommendation, executive recommendation is now behind me, but I do need to read it out. So this item was taken individually or separately. Each item was taken separately. And apologies for taking a little bit longer there. We're just working our way through that. But the recommendation in front of us was carried. And that recommendation is that Council establish an Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee with membership composition of 4 council members and 3 external members with terms of reference as detailed within this report, which is the most recent terms of reference from the previous Audit Committee. We appoint the Mayor, Councillors Broad, Quain and Kozisek as members of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee, appoint Mr Stuart Eaton as presiding member and Mr John Barrett as deputy presiding member, Mr John Dobson as member of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee. Resolve to pay the external members of the Audit and Risk Improvement Committee 50% of the maximum amount payable as determined by the Salaries and Allowances Tribunal. Request that the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee review its terms of reference within 6 months and make a recommendation back to Council as appropriate. As indicated, that was carried by Council. Thank you all. That brings us to a close for this meeting. As I indicated, we'll be having our first formal OCM in 2 weeks' time and our first briefing session next week as well, which you're all very welcome to attend again. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.